Why did Chris Webber wear the number 84? Chris Webber wore the number 4 throughout his career, except when he was traded to the Detroit Pistons in 2007. The number 4 had been retired in honour of Joe Dumars, and Chris had to choose a different number. He went for the number 84 because his nephew had had a dream about Chris hitting a buzzer beater whilst wearing the number 84 jersey, and that's why Chris Webber wore the number 84. Why did Paul Gasol wear number 16? Gasol played for FC Barcelona in the EuroLeague, and in the EuroLeague you can only wear numbers 4 to 15. 16 and 17 were reserved for young players who were going to become professional, who could jump into the squad if a senior player got injured. Gasol was given a number 16 by FC Barcelona. He had no choice in the matter. However, he had a really good season in the number 16, and he didn't want to mess with karma when FC Barcelona offered him the opportunity to have a lower number. So he just stuck with 16, and that's why Paul Gasol wears number 16. Why did Paul Pierce wear the number 34? Paul Pierce was given the number 34 at high school, and then he wore the same number at college. And when he got to the NBA, he thought, well, this is my number. So he wore number 34 for his entire career. Why does Zion wear the number 1 jersey? When Zion Williamson was at high school, he wore the number 12. However, once he went to Duke, he switched to the number 1. He was then drafted by the New Orleans Pelicans, and he had a choice to make. Did he stick with the number 1, or did he go back to his high school number of 12? However, he decided to go for number 1 because he wants to be the number 1 basketball player in the NBA, and he thinks that the shirt number represents his ultimate goal at being the number 1 basketball player in the NBA, and that is why Zion Williamson wears the number 1. Why did Shaq wear the number 32? When Shaq was a kid, he looked up to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as his basketball hero. And when he was at high school, he wanted to wear the number 33, just like Kareem. He wore number 33 whilst he was at LSU. And then he got drafted to the Orlando Magic. However, Terry Catledge had the number 33 jersey at the Orlando Magic, and he refused to trade it to Shaq. So Shaq took the number 32 jersey, and that's what he wore whilst he was at the Orlando Magic, and that is why Shaq wore number 32. Why does John Wall wear number 1? When John Wall was at the University of Kentucky, he wore number 11. However, when he joined the Washington Wizards, that jersey had already been retired, as it used to be worn by Hall of Famer Elvin Hayes. Therefore, he decided to add 1 and 1 together and have 2. Every team that John Wall went to, number 11 was retired. So when he went to the Houston Rockets, he decided that he was going to wear number 1. And the number 1 at the Houston Rockets used to be worn by Hall of Famer Tracy McGrady, but it hadn't been retired yet. John Wall will wear number 1, as he's never going to get to wear number 11. Why did Andrei Kirilenko wear the number 47 jersey? Andrei Kirilenko wore number 47 for his entire NBA career because the AK-47 was made in his hometown. With his initials being A and K and the 47 being his jersey number, it soon became his nickname in the NBA, and that's why Andrei Kirilenko wore number 47. Why does Lamelo wear the number 2 jersey? Lamelo Ball was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets in 2020. At that time, Malik Monk wore the number 1 jersey for the Charlotte Hornets. Number 1 was the number that Lamelo wanted on his back, but Monk wasn't keen to transfer numbers. So Lamelo Ball went for number 2, which obviously is very close to number 1. Monk was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in 2021, and this opened the way for Lamelo to get the number 1 jersey. However, the Charlotte Hornets admin team didn't inform the league in time, and therefore Lamelo had to play another season wearing number 2. Hopefully for the 2022 season, Lamelo will be able to wear his number 1 jersey. Why did Manu Ginobili wear number 20? Ginobili had only ever worn the shirts 6 and 10, and when he joined the Spurs, he he was given the number 6. However, this was one season after Avery Johnson had left the Spurs, and there was an outcry from the supporters. So, Ginobili asked for number 10. However, the Spurs had just given that number to Speedy Claxton. He didn't really want to make a big deal about getting a number 10, so he just thought about it and went, 20 looks good. And so that's why Manu Ginobili wore number 20. Why did Gilbert Arenas wear 0? Gilbert Arenas actually wore the number 25 at high school. However, when he went to the University of Arizona, he was told it was retired in honor of Steve Kerr. Everyone expected Gilbert Arenas to play 0 minutes in his freshman year at the University of Arizona, and he wanted to prove him wrong, so he got 0 on his back. He ended up playing 32 minutes a game. That is why Gilbert Arenas wore 0. Why did Ron Artest wear number 37? Ron Artest wore number 37 whilst playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, and the reason why he wore number 37 was that it was a tribute to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson died whilst he was playing for the Lakers, so Ron Artest chose number 37 as that was the number of weeks that Thriller was at number 1 in the album slot as a tribute to Michael Jackson, and that's why Ron Artest wore number 37. Why did Mike Bibby wear number 10? The reason why Mike Bibby wore number 10 is really quite simple. It's because there's 10 cents in a dime, and that is the reason Mike Bibby wore number 10. Why did Larry Bird wear number 33? Larry Bird wore number 33 to emulate his brother Mark, who was a wicked high school basketball player. Mark wore the number 33 as he was inspired by Rick Mount, who won an NCAA title in 1966. Rick Mount was also the first high school basketball player to feature on Sports Illustrated's front cover. That is why Larry Bird wears number 33. Do you know why Seth and Steph Curry wear number 30 on their jersey? Well, it's because their dad also wore number 30. Del Curry was such a big influence on their lives. Both Seth and Steph wear number 30 in honour of him.